What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Your Fantasy Two Dudes and Fake Balls. Myself, Connor Ryan, as you can see there. Steve Scott, the guy to my right, left, right. Yeah.
Right, yes. Yo,
Okay.
what's good?
What's up, everybody? Hopefully, your fantasy football seasons are going well, unless you have Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey on your roster, then they are going terrible. Or Michael Thomas. Okay, forget about that.
Yeah.
If you had
So
Rex
far.
Burkhead last week, so far, if you had Rex Burkhead last week, it was a great week for you, unless you left him on your bench like a certain other couch guy fantasy football player, BSP did. But she's 0-3, like me, on the Couch Guy Sports Fantasy Football League. So
Same
what a fun
league?
week! No, not the same league, but I have the most points scored against. So that's always a fun place to be. At least when you have that, you can point to like, that's the
That's the
whatever.
real problem. Yeah.
That's the real problem. Yeah. So
It's a
welcome
them
to another
problem.
episode.
It's
You
a
know
them
what?
problem, not
Let,
a you problem.
let, let's start off with a little bit of fun. All the different personalities, stereotypes in fantasy football leagues. I'll start with that one. I am I have the most points against guy. So
Okay. There's
there's
another
always that guy, the most
there's
points
a
against. Then there's
mhm.
the least points against, but he's still going to try to tell you that he has the best team, even though he's just getting lucky week to week to week in terms of his schedule. So
There's always that guy too that has very low points, but also has the wins because he gets lucky. He really
yep,
does. That a lot of times, actually, I can't say that's me. A lot of times I have a lot of points, but not this year.
always everyone's injured on my team guy.
Yep.
The person that just complains about injuries, which I mean that one's kind of understandable, you know.
That guy is Oliver this year. I feel bad for him. He's getting boned by running backs. Shout out Oliver. Oliver watches all of these, so shout out
I
Oliver
know
for listening.
Oliver's a huge fan. Hi,
He
Oliver.
is.
What up,
And
Ollie?
shout out Pags too. By the way,
Yep.
still another Pag shout out. Even though I lost again, I hate that league. I love it, but I hate it. God, it's so frustrating. Anyway,
Let's see. What other stereotypes are there? There is the
there's a 1,000 league guy. There's a guy that like me that has
yeah,
a
there's
thousand
Thousand League
leagues.
guy. Yep.
Oh, sorry, I
Who's
didn't check that league this week. Oh, you know what I mean? Like that guy.
yep. Yeah, everyone's like talking about like, oh, how'd you do this week? And it's like, oh, I lost in our league, but in my other 20 leagues I won. It's like, oh, okay, good for you.
Right.
And one of them's like a 4-team league, like the minimum you can do.
Yeah.
uh let's
Hmm.
see. There's the auto drafted person that's doing better than the person that like studied for 6 months.
I know a guy like that.
Um, that's me.
Yep.
Hi. Uh, let's see what else.
There's
Oh, there's the person that's already given up. There's the person that's already
yes,
like stopped even
immediate.
paying attention to their team by week 3.
Yep.
There's
And you know
that
what?
person.
Regardless of any league you're in, there's always that guy, no matter
Yep.
what.
No
Okay,
matter what.
I always try to make sure, like the leagues that like the league that I run, that it's
Hmm.
like that. There's none of those kind of guys, and there's always doesn't matter what league. Oh, there's always one guy. Whatever your league, I don't care this year. Like they'll tell me, and I'm like, come on, man, like keep trying at least. Come on.
Some people just perfect the art of the tank, like
Mm,
yours truly. I've done that
yes,
before.
that's true. That's true.
Um, let's see. There's the waiver wire guy. That's usually you,
Yeah.
the person that's just on the waiver wire nonstop, and everyone else is like, busy at work at 2:30 in the afternoon, and here's Steve like dropping and adding 4 or 5 wide receivers, just so then that wide receiver that he dropped, you're like, oh, maybe, or he added and then dropped like 2 hours later. You're like, oh, I like that guy. Oh, but now he's on waivers until Tuesday. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
that's me. I did it today actually. I added like 3 guys. Lazard, Mo Alley Cox, I got him today, and another receiver, I think, in our league there. But yeah. Also the trade guy. That's also me a
Yeah,
lot of
there's the
times.
trade guy. There's the one that sends terrible, insulting trades, and then there's the guy that does like the 6-for-1 trades, where he
Six for
sends you
one
like
is
his
me.
whole bench for
Mhm.
Alvin Kamara, and you're like, dude, I'm not gonna do that. But they're still like, come on, I'm giving you 6 guys. I'm losing this deal.
That's true. And you know what, too? But then there's a guy like me that today I got stiffed by Oliver for no good reason. I sent him Todd Gurley and what was the other one? Oh shit, man, I forgot the thing. I don't know. It was I overpaid bottom line for Deshaun Watson, and Oh no, it was Hollywood Brown and Todd Gurley for Deshaun Watson. I got laughed out of the room. I thought I was giving them two good pieces, but no. You know what?
Yep.
And that's what I like about having this little channel here is that we can rate trades and give people some good advice. And I want to know what you think of that trade too, Connor. You can answer now or later. I don't care.
Which one is it? It's
It didn't happen.
Todd Gurley
Yeah.
and Hollywood Brown for Deshaun.
Yes.
And you're giving up the two guys for Deshaun?
Yes. And also I offered to put Matt Ryan in that trade if he gave me somebody else.
Yeah, that's not terrible. I don't think
worst thing ever.
Yeah, I mean it's a running back. It's a quality running back and wide receiver for a quarterback. Like that's actually a pretty good deal in my opinion if you're giving up the QB. I had someone ask me a couple weeks ago, don't want to name names, but they said something to the effect of like, "Oh, what do you want for?" It was Cam Newton and Melvin Gordon.
Yeah,
and like the rest of it. Sometimes you know what, your teams just don't match up. Like you know the needs and wants of your team just don't exactly match up with everybody else. And so I was like, to be honest with you, the only person I would like is Derrick Henry. And they were like, all right, well, Derrick Henry's off the table. What about? And he was like, I have some good options like Tom Brady and Matty Ice Ryan. And I'm like, no, that's not really going to do it for me. And he was like, well, what if I throw in a defense for you? I'm like, what? That's not not going anywhere. This isn't going anywhere. I also had an insulting offer this week from someone who shall not be named, but his name rhymes with how do you say
Powder?
Yeah, Powder. Well, that's actually just his name. Never mind. He's named. Cam Newton. I'm giving up Cam Newton for Carson Wentz. What? What is that?
I'm not sure.
Carson Wentz is like the worst football player of all time right now. Cam Newton's on a comeback trail, playing at an MVP level, and you want Cam Newton for Carson Wentz.
Is Wentz his starter and is Cam your starter?
Yeah, well, I have Kyler Murray, so Cam's expendable to me, but not for Carson Wentz. What?
No. What? Not in any lifetime or universe would that make any sense. I'm not sure.
We are both 0-3. But my 0-3 is a lot more palatable than his. Like I'm like right in the middle in my league for points scored. Like I said, I'm right at the top for points scored against. So I've just run into a lot of bad luck.
You're that guy.
This past week, I laid a dud. My team just flat out laid a dud. Didn't help that Deontay Johnson went out with a concussion like 5 minutes into his game. Nobody really did well. So you know what? You're going to have those weeks. You just kind of have to move by them. But you know what, Steve? On the subject of trades, and for those that don't know, Steve Scott is the trade master when it comes to fantasy sports. He is the guy that can convince you to do the 6-for-1 deal, or at least certain people to do it. But Steve is all about trades. That's what he lives for in fantasy sports. If there were no trades, Steve wouldn't play fantasy sports, and he probably would have the cure for cancer by now, but thus here we are. So
that is my problem. And it's held me back. You know what's sad? Today I sent about, I think, 7 or 8 trades out in the Ultimate League. And the entire time I was working, all I could think about was those trades and if they were to happen. And my dad was like, what's on your mind? And I was like, oh, nothing. I can't explain it to you because you don't understand, Dad.
If only I could get this backup third string running back for my team.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and he wouldn't understand. Poor Big Daddy, he just wouldn't get it. He would not get it at all. You try to explain it to him, and he'd tell you that was the dumbest thing he's ever heard, and even though he has no idea what it's about.
Guaranteed.
But I did want to ask you here, Steve.
Yes.
We're past week 3, going into week 4. I think I saw ESPN Fantasy said that Michael Thomas was included in like 200,000 trade offers, which is weird that they can know that exact number. They're watching our trade offers. I don't like that. ESPN, stay away.
That's sketchy.
I'm fine with getting the ads on Facebook and Instagram for things my phone hears, but ESPN, stay out of my trade offers. God damn it. That is sacred.
They admitted it too. That's a conspiracy in itself. That's scary.
I don't like it.
Some of the offers I've sent along the way. Whoo, baby.
I don't want them looking at it. I don't want them looking at my trade offers. But anyways, Steve, you are the trade master.
Yes.
Give me some people that you are trying to, I don't know if I want to say buy low, sell high. I don't know if I want to do that game, but just some people that, some names that you've been throwing trades out there of guys that you've been trying to grab here lately.
All right. Well,
Like you
today,
said, you've thrown out like 20 trades a day. So I mean,
you do.
there's obviously some names that you've been going after.
I literally sent, I think, 8 or 9 trades today. But and none to you actually. But
Nope.
don't worry, it's coming.
Great.
Today I was looking for. I was trying to get Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the guy I want, of course. And unfortunately, the guy in our league that has him, Evan, he's never going to listen to this. He
Nope.
is very stubborn, and not a very good negotiator. And that's also, you know what? That's a type in fantasy.
Yeah.
A guy that just refuses to trade. Doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I will not be trading. That's
Yeah,
Evan. Unfortunately,
you could offer him Saquon Barkley for the Jets defense, and they're like, no, I
no, yeah,
declined. Don't like
that's the
it. I
truth.
like my team the way it is.
I offered him. I'm just gonna say it was way
Or
too much.
Or I will say here, not to cut you off, but the stereotype of the person, because this is also Evan, uh, where if you try to like you're trying to work out like a deal for like a wide receiver 2,
Yeah,
and they immediately take it to like, well, like you have DeAndre Hopkins, you're like, all right, I need a decent wide receiver 2. Like let's talk about someone like an Allen Robinson or I don't know,
yeah.
DJ Moore, something like that. And it's like, what do you want to give me? And they're like, well, I don't really know who I want for that, but tell me, what do you want for Alvin Kamara? What do you want for DeAndre Hopkins? It's like, no, I'm not talking about that. I
That's that
don't want to
guy.
go there. And
Evan's
as soon
that
as you're
guy.
like, yeah, and as soon as you're like, I don't know, that guy's off the table. We're like, well, I guess you're not getting your person. Then it's like, well, come on.
Well, it was good talking to you. That's how that goes.
Yeah, I'll
Every
talk to you
time.
next month when you come back. So yeah, that's
So
how it always
frustrating.
goes. And
So
then you'll be like, well, I guess for DeAndre, you'd have to give me Alvin Kamara. Nope, sorry, can't do it. Not doing it. It's like, oh, then you're not working with me here. So
that is the most frustrating. And you know what? I run into those roadblocks, and I always hope my favorite players don't end up on those kind of teams. And unfortunately, this year, I think you know what, dude? I blame myself. And you know what? It's because of Josh Allen. I think I hyped up Josh Allen way too much. And that is a problem I've had. Shout out Gilly. One time, I hyped up Martavis Bryant so hard. And I believed in Martavis Bryant as a second or third round pick or whatever. Gilly used him got him in his first pick of the draft. The second pick of the third round. I don't know if I would have taken him there. But I think like that, I blame myself for that. And then, but also that worked out in my favor. Screwed Gilly over completely that year. Martavis Bryant was a complete landmine. But yeah, but back to your question though.
Okay, yeah. Who are the top guys you've been looking for in trades?
All right, today I sent trades out. I was trying to get Josh Allen. That was one. It didn't happen. But one guy I targeted and I got was from Oliver. Was Brandon Cooks. I thought I bought low on him. I Henry Ruggs, I traded him and Malcolm Brown. I didn't really care about Malcolm Brown anymore because Darrell Henderson seemed to be the bell cow now for the Rams. And I traded what's his face there, Henry Ruggs. I like Henry Ruggs a lot. He's a burner, but he's got an ankle problem. And Justin Jefferson was on the waiver wire. He's just as good, if not better. I mean, he's like the new Stephon Diggs in that. The same role for the Vikings. So I like Jefferson just as much as I like Ruggs. And luckily enough, I was able to get Jefferson on the waiver wire, and I have the guy I wanted in Cooks, and they're all both bench guys anyway. So whatever. That was one guy. Lamar Jackson is another one I tried to buy low on. Didn't seem to work out.
Now,
yeah, that ain't happening. But I wanted to. I had pipe dreams. Those two. I had a couple others. I got Todd Gurley this week too. In a trade. And I was trying to trade him immediately because I just have a problem, and I just try to trade everybody on my team at all times. Who did I get Gurley? Oh, that was an accident. I sent that Sunday before the Rams game happened, and I sent Darrell Henderson and T.J. Hawkinson for Todd Gurley, not thinking. Thinking maybe that, Henderson and Malcolm Brown would end up being in a split with their carries. Henderson takes the rollover. I open up my phone Tuesday, and the offer was still available, and it was accepted. And I was like, son of a bitch. I did not mean I should have canceled that trade, but whatever. I've always wanted Todd Gurley. So, yeah, so Gurley was a guy I was looking for, too. How about you?
I can't really say I've thrown out too many trades. Like I said, I've been trying to shop around Cam Newton just because I have Kyler Murray, so I don't really need Cam Newton right now. I'm looking at Fantasy Pros. They have a trade value chart. Cam right now is basically worth 8 points. I guess you can just go by points. So Cam worth 8 is about the same as like a Antonio Gibson, Devin Singletary, Mark Ingram right now in
Yep.
terms of running backs, or Robbie Anderson for wide receivers, a CD Lamb, Jamison Crowder, T.Y. Hilton, etc. So, but let me run through some of the kind of highs and lows here, up and down of the trade value chart that Fantasy Pros has on here. And I'll ask you if they're guys that you believe in that you should try to go out and spend trade capital to get, or if they're guys where you're saying if they're on your team, just sell them for whatever you can right now.
Okay.
So let's start with a popular one. James Robinson, the Jacksonville running back. Is he legit? Is he the real deal? Should you trying to be getting that guy on your team?
If I have James Robinson, I'm happy for right now. But if someone's trying to pay up right now for James Robinson, hell yeah, I'm all about trading him. If I had him, I'd be offering him like crazy and asking for a max profit. I'm all about the profit in fantasy trades. Like guys that I like selling guys that have potential and maybe they'll blow up. But if not, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? And James Robinson is one of those kind of guys which I mean he's unproven. I mean he's proven so far he's good, but I never heard of this guy prior to 3 weeks ago. So I'd be trading him all day if someone was willing to.
And are you trading a known commodity? Because right now he's and running backs are higher than everybody else, but James Robinson's trade value is at 22, which puts him right about the Joe Mixon, James Conner, Kareem Hunt range in
Mhm.
terms of running backs. In terms of wide receivers, it's just below Michael Thomas, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, right above Amari Cooper, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyler Lockett. Are you trading? Let's go with wide receivers. Are you trading Amari Cooper for James Robinson, or any of those names kind of stick out to you like, nope, nah, I'm not giving that guy up?
Personally, none of those receivers I would trade for James Robinson. But
Okay.
if I was offered that and I had James Robinson, any of those receivers I would say yes to. Those
Okay.
running backs, no though, none of them. I think like I would not trade Robinson for any of them.
You
Maybe
would? Okay. All
maybe
right.
Kareem Hunt.
So you're
Maybe
saying
Kareem Hunt.
keep. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So for wide receivers, you're saying he's probably not worth that much. But
Right.
what about a guy like CD Lamb? Are you trying to go out and get CD Lamb?
I kind of like CeeDee Lamb. I wish I had him. But I'm not trying to trade too much. The thing about him is him and like T Higgins. Like T Higgins is, I think, just as dope. And T Higgins is available in a lot of waiver wires. I mean, I see
Yep.
him available in our league, and I thought about it really hard, but I like that Lazard dude better. But if you can get him, hell yeah. I wouldn't trade too much though.
Okay. So CD Lamb. What about a guy going in the opposite direction? T.Y. Hilton. Are you buying low on T.Y., or are you just trying to get rid of him off your team?
I'm trying to get rid of him off my team real quick, dude. I am all set with Ty. I don't know what's going on with him and Rivers if they have any connection, but Ty is boomer bust. We've talked about this before. Ty either gets you a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns because he's making crazy plays, or the guy is just non-existent. And I had an argument with Oliver today, and it spilled over to Twitter because that usually is what happens when him and I fight. So it spilled over because he has Ty and Lavishka Chenault as his flex and wide receiver too, and I thought that the guys I was offering would be better in those spots, and Oliver didn't see it that way, and that's why we fought. But and that, I think it's still the truth. I think that whatever it was, Philly Marquise friggin' Brown, and Todd Gurley would be a better in the flex and wide receiver too than anything else there.
Marquise Brown took a big tumble. Is that a guy that you'd be trying to buy low on right now?
Marquise Brown is scaring me. I love him, but I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's just because Lamar is not looking for him as much, or maybe I don't. I'm not watching those Ravens games, but I've started him every week since week 1, which is 2 weeks in a row because Michael Thomas is out. But I would try to buy low on him if I could. For
Okay.
people that are thinking about it,
What about which Seahawks wide receiver would you be trying to trade for more, Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf? Right now, they're rated at the same 18 points, the same as Juju Smith-Schuster, Allen Robinson range. But which one would you want more, Lockett or Metcalf?
ooh, good question. Um, I think I would rather have Metcalf, just because, just because of the potential. The guy looks like a crazy man. The guy looks awesome. I'm all about DK. How about you? It's a tough one.
Okay. I'd rather probably go Metcalf just because it's a big play possibility. But I mean, it's a little scary. But Lockett, yeah, he just doesn't have quite the same explosiveness, I think. Whereas DK Metcalf can win you a week all on his own.
Right.
And we'll finish up this week with a question for me here. What would you offer for Cam Newton? And this isn't in our league, so you don't have to worry about like actually putting it. You could just throw a name out there.
What would I offer for him?
Yeah.
Well, what would you need? Receiver, running back? Both?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm looking for like a guy that I could put in my flex spot.
Okay. Would you take Darrell Henderson if I had him?
Possibly. You know what? That's not bad. Darrell Henderson, he jumped up a lot in the rankings this week. So
would you take Deontay Johnson?
Probably take Deontay Johnson. Probably take a guy like Darrell Henderson. I think Cam is probably worth about that. Why are you flex to running back or wide receiver 2 guy? If you can sell him for that. Like I said, I have the luxury. I have Kyler Murray. I don't need Cam Newton. He's on my bench, and it's great to have that sort of backup insurance policy. But I certainly am not, just trying to get him off my team for defense.
Yeah. How about Tyler Higbee? Someone like that.
Yeah, I'd take a Tyler Higbee, depending on what my tight end situation was. So, I mean, in that league, I'm pretty stacked. I have Hawkinson and Kittle, so I don't really need a tight end in that league. But no, Higbee would be a good offer as well for Cam. So, no, I'm with you there. What about Cam for how about Christian McCaffrey? Where are you putting Christian McCaffrey in trades? Are you going after him? Do you think he's going to be back into 100% or not?
For this season, or imagine if it was like a keeper league or like a redraft.
Let's just say it's a redraft league because that's probably what most people do. So
okay, yeah,
one season rental.
Okay, yeah, I would still want him.
Okay,
if I could, but I would try to buy low, of course, because But I would, but if you could, if he's available for like someone like, I don't know who'd be a good, like Odell and plus Darrell Henderson. Like Darrell Henderson's the ultimate guy to trade right now, in my opinion.
You know what? That's not a terrible offer. I'm trying to find Darrell Henderson's rating right now. I can't find it. Why can't I find it? He should be on here.
He should be getting up there too.
I know. That's what I was thinking. He might. I don't know where he is. He's not on here. I don't know why. But he very well should be. But no, I mean, let's see. McCaffrey's total is at the moment 26. OBJ is at 13. So OBJ plus another guy like a Devontae Parker, Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
That'd be worth a Christian McCaffrey. You're absolutely right. So
that'd be awesome if he could pull that off.
Yeah. So Steve says go get Christian McCaffrey if you can here, folks. Try to do a 2-for-1 for Christian McCaffrey, because you know what? Darrell Henderson right there is a 12. I don't know why I couldn't find him, but so that'd be perfect. That'd be OBJ and Darrell Henderson would be an absolutely ideal even trade across the board. And the person that's trading CMC probably does need help and probably needs the 2-for-1 deal.
Right.
So, by the way, OBJ and Todd Gurley would also be worth it for a Christian McCaffrey. But that's what kind of you're looking for Christian McCaffrey. I agree with Steve. Kind of that wide receiver 1 to 2 fringe range, and as well as sort of that running back 2 range would get CMC. But I'm with you, Steve. I think you go get McCaffrey. If you're in a keeper league, though, obviously his value definitely goes up.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, you'd have to pony up some serious bucks for McCaffrey. McCaffrey's gonna be good for a few years for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say at that point you're probably giving up a bona fide wide receiver 1. Plus probably that fringe running back, or vice versa, bona fide starting number 1 running back for wide receiver. So, and Michael Thomas, I'm guessing you're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Michael Thomas, dude, I completely understand why people are trying to trade him right now, because, coming into this year, the guy was, on a lot of people's boards, including mine, as the best receiver. I think Michael Thomas, future Hall of Famer, greatest player to ever live, probably. But now it's getting kind of sketchy because Drew Brees sucks, and he can't throw the deep ball. We're having this talk on Small City Big Takes the other night that people bust Michael Thomas's ass because all he gets is slant catches. Maybe the entire time Drew Brees can only throw that far. Maybe he really is that good because that's all he can catch. Because if you think about
that's
it,
all he can do. No, I kind of agree with you. But that kind of helps Michael Thomas. He doesn't have to have a Patrick Mahomes chucking it or Russell Wilson throwing the ball deep. Like DK Metcalf would be screwed with a guy like Drew Brees, Michael Thomas able to make it work. But again, Thomas in that same range still, guys, as a wide receiver 1. DeAndre Hopkins, current values, your number 1 wide receiver, is at 25, Thomas at 24. So Michael Thomas, you still have to pony up the big bucks to go get him. So just keep that in mind.
I know that I have him in Ultimate League, and I wouldn't trade him for the world unless it was, something really, really special. I still love him. I still think it's going to be great.
There you go, folks. That's trade advice from Trade Stradamus. I don't know if that works out. Nostradamus. I don't know. Steve Scott himself, the guy that is the art of the deal, right? That's
it's part 2.
Part 2, written by Steve
affiliation.
Scott, forward by Donald Trump.
No, please God.
That does it for us this week on Your Fantasy Two Dudes Fake Balls, presented by Couch Guys Sports. Go check out couchguysports.com, as well as hit that subscribe button below.
Bang it.
So you can get all the notifications for Couch Guys Sports YouTube page. And don't forget, Sunday live show again. I think that went off great last time. Still can't wait to get that going again on Sunday. An hour before kickoff, wherever you live, because Steve kept saying noon, and I got so confused. I'm like, in the Midwest, kickoff for the NFL is at noon. So I'm like, why are we going to start it at kickoff? That makes zero sense. I remembered, oh, yeah, he's an hour ahead. So an hour before kickoff, wherever you live, whether that's noon, 11, 10 a.m., 9, or
7,
like at
6,
3,
5, 4.
3 a.m. over in Japan or something like that.
Big Japan market.
Yep. Check it out. YouTube. It'll be live. We'll answer your roster and lineup questions for you. But that has been this week for Your Fantasy Two Dudes Fake Balls. Steve Scott. He's right there in the pink shirt, Orioles hat. I'm Connor Ryan, blue shirt, Tampa Bay Devil Rays hat.
Wood River Inn. Shout out.
Check it out. New England
Patriots.
Wow.
Look at you wearing the Rays hat too. God bless with the Rays. They won today.
Devil Rays. Devil Rays.
Devil Rays. Carl Crawford era.
Yes. Rocco Baldelli.
Toby Hall. Aubrey Huff. We don't mention him.
No, don't. Scott Kazmir. Casey Fossum.
Yeah.
Oh, we could go on and on. All right. Julio Lugo. That's my last one. Yeah. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week and see you live on Sunday.
Peace.